took the New York Regents and entered directly into engineering school. And when I arrived, I was stunned to discover that no one cared whether I thought or not. And it was inconceivable to me that an education could be carried forward anywhere by simply the relay of data. If one never invited anybody to think and never permitted any allowance for thought, how possibly could one ever become educated? I had an entirely different definition for education than those who were doing educating. And I wrote a theme on this subject. I had heard that there was the longest sentence in the English language was 289 words, so I wrote a 500-word sentence which merely said this. And when you go on that long with only one and one but and no semicolons, it begins to build up a considerable velocity. And I said that a man was not permitted to think in the Western world, and that this would inhibit any culture arising from universities. And having said that, I was called up by the dean, if you please, the dean of English of that university. Out of the engineering department, one should be so honored. And he told me that unless I would write an entirely different theme, expressing entirely different sentiments, I would be expelled from the university. That was very strong. Years later, when I'd become a writer, this same dean, now retired, saw my name on the newsstands and the bookstores, and he finally looked up my address, and he wrote me a letter and told me that there was a little thing which he had meant to tell me for many, many years. He still had my theme. And he said at the time, in his position, it would have been impossible for him to have done anything else, but he considered it an excellent piece of thinking and of literature, and he had preserved it. Good heavens, how could a man who was virtually in charge of a university actually bow to this sort of regimentation? I couldn't conceive of it. And that kindled a spark of revolt in me.